Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here today, and I want to talk about Juno today and commitments. So this is not an introduction video to a Juno series or anything like that. This is just, you know how sometimes I try to do research on certain things in astrology after thinking about it for a while, and then I discover something and then I kind of want to share it with you guys. So this is kind of like that. Yes, I've been thinking about Juno for like some time now, and after doing some research and thinking about it some more, I've come to realize something about it that I think is valuable and I kind of think should be shared. So in astrology, Juno is an asteroid, okay? It's one of the 5 major asteroids in astrology. And there seems to be a misconception out there where people are saying that Juno is kind of like Venus, but actually Juno is not like Venus at all. If you think back about the story of Venus, okay, do you remember how she was the wife of Vulcan, but she was obsessed with pleasure, and she will give and receive pleasure in any which way that she can, and give and receive love in any way that she can? That's the idea of Venus, even though that means she has to do it outside of her marriage to Vulcan and do it with many people at once. That's Venus. Juno, on the other hand, she's the wife of Jupiter, sometimes known as Hera, and she's the committed, loyal wife of Jupiter, and she does not do what Venus does. So the thing is that when you're looking at your natal chart, okay, Venus will show you your sign and house placement and aspects, things that you are attracted to and things that you attract into your life. And of course it shows how you give and receive love. However, those things are different from commitment, which is related to Juno. So long-term commitment, you know, the ability to sustain something with one person or with one activity or with one job even for a long period of time, that's indicated by your Juno sign and house placements. So yes, Juno is all kinds of commitments, relationships of course, so that's like marriage or signing contracts or just long-term commitment. Also like a commitment to a certain lifestyle for a period of time, a commitment to certain activities, certain careers or jobs even. So the thing is that when you look at your chart, and if you have your Juno and your Venus in signs that are not compatible, or they're in signs that make hard aspects to each other like squares or oppositions, you can kind of see there's going to be a bit of a problem here when it comes to relationships and other commitments, because you'll be attracting something or someone that you find harder to commit to. So for example, let's say that you have a Venus in Scorpio and you have a Juno in Aquarius, okay? So you're going to be attracted to like somebody, let's say it's a relationship, someone who is like a Scorpio. So you're going to be attracted to somebody who is a bit intense, who wants to go emotionally deep with you, who, you know, wants to hold you really tightly and never let you go. But when you get this person and now you have to keep the relationship going long term, you have to settle down, you'll find that because your Juno is in Aquarius, and Aquarius and Scorpio actually square each other, by the way. So your Juno is actually in Aquarius, so in order to maintain committed relationships, you need freedom. You need somebody to be more like a friend. You need somebody to hold you lightly, and you need to be able to be outgoing and socialize with that person and things like that. So there's a bit of a problem, okay? So this takes a bit of a work. You know, this requires work. So you can see how when Juno and Venus don't match up, it's hard. That's why, you know, some of us have, you know, commitment issues and things like that. There's also this idea that the sign that your Juno is in should be the same with the sun sign of the partner that you're with, But as we all know, that's not how astrology works, right? So if you have a Juno in Aquarius, okay, it does not mean that you're going to be compatible with someone who's got a sun in Aquarius, because even if that person has a sun in Aquarius and that's the only thing they have in Aquarius, then they might not have that energy, okay, the Aquarian energy that you need to be committed to. So to see if somebody is going to be able to give you that commitment factor to match your Juno, you're going to need to, see things like if that person's maybe has a stellium in that sign. So if they have a stellium in Aquarius, let's say they have Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter in Aquarius, that's going to give them that Aquarian energy that will allow your Juno to be able to be committed to them. Or they can have a stellium in the house that is ruled by that sign of your Juno. So Aquarius rules the 11th house. So if they have, let's say, Jupiter and Mercury and Uranus in the 11th house, that's going to give them a lot of that Aquarian energy, and then that can give you the energy to make the commitment work. Now you also have to keep in mind that Scorpio and Aries are both ruled by Mars. Okay, so they have something in common, but they're not the same. Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury, and Libra and Taurus are both ruled by Venus. So that means that if you have, let's say, a Juno in Scorpio, and if someone has a Sun in Aries, this does not give the same energy, although at first it might feel like, yes, they've got some energy there, but it's not, because the Scorpio energy has willpower and the Aries also has willpower. So it will seem like it's there, but Scorpio also has a bunch of other things, and Aries has a bunch of other different things that's not making the energy match up quite well, okay? But in another case, if that Scorpio Juno, if you have a Juno in Scorpio, and let's say that other person has their Sun in Aries, but let's say they also have like a stellium in their 8th house. So they have a Sun in Aries, let's say they have Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter in the 8th house. Okay, now the Scorpio energy is there because Scorpio rules the 8th house. So that Scorpio energy is there, and that's going to give that commitment energy to your Juno. Okay guys, I hope that's making sense so far. And the other use of Juno is that it's very useful in synastry, okay? To see how your Juno matches up with someone's planets. Do they make conjunctions or do they make squares? Conjunctions are the good ones, so if they make conjunctions with another person's personal planets, okay? This is an indicator that there's that energy that's going on. Direct energy that's going on to make the commitment work, and whatever planet that is, that's going to show how this commitment is going to work. And the Juno house placements, okay, is not necessarily the same as sign placement. Sign indicates energy, characteristics, but the house is going to indicate the environment or the things that you do, okay, things that you need to do, and the environment that you need in order for that long-term commitment to last. Whereas the sign indicates the type of energy that you need to have going with a person or an activity, or the quality of the person or the activity that you need in order for the commitment to last. So yeah, now there's this question of, what about the 7th house? Isn't the 7th house in our natal chart the marriage or the commitment factor? So I did think about this, and the thing is that the idea, the underlying idea behind the 7th house, the concept, the underlying concept behind the 7th house is that the 7th house is your shadow. Juno is not your shadow. The 7th house is your shadow, meaning that it is actually a part of you already. It's the qualities of the sign and the planets there are already within you, they're just unconscious, so therefore you see it in other people. So, you know, that's why we gravitate and are attracted to things of the 7th house, because it feels like it completes us. It feels like it's a part of the jigsaw puzzle, the other piece of the jigsaw puzzle that completes us. But the thing is that we can already complete ourselves within ourselves if we work on our shadow, right? But a lot of the times it's hard because we can only see our shadow reflected in other people. So it's like, it's more of a soulmate factor when you think about the 7th house, because you might be engaged with someone who has qualities of your 7th house, and then they help you to become whole, and then you might depart ways, or you might still keep in touch, but you're not necessarily, you might not be committed, or you can be committed. Okay, so that's kind of the difference between 7th house and Juno. Where Juno doesn't have anything to do with making you feel whole or complete, but it's about the thing that can keep you going long term, because it matches with something within your personality that you might not be attracted to, that it might not be obvious to you, but it's there. It's there within something within you. It's matching up with something within you that you need to make something last. So, is there anything else about Juno? Yeah, guys, so I think that's all I have to say about Juno for today. It's just something that I just thought of and I wanted to share. I hope that's, you know, useful information for you guys out there who are interested in Juno or wanting to know why commitments are difficult or they don't really work. You can also comment below. Let us know what your Juno sign and house placements are. Do you have any squares or oppositions to Venus from your Juno? Or any other hard aspects to any of your other planets in your chart from Juno? And yeah, also comment below what you think about, you know, the information that I've just given you today. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button below to come along with us on these astrology journeys. If you've already subscribed, then thank you very much for coming along again and watching more of my videos. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon, guys. Bye!